Hello everyone, welcome to Brasileirao Açaí's very own weekly magazine. Take a look at what happened in the surprising round 18. Bye bottom. Vasco sailed past Grêmio at São Januário and left the last place of the standings. Bitter return. In Lucas's first match back at São Paulo, the celebration was in charge of Atlético Mineiro for picking up all 3 points at the Morumbi. Yellow, green, and a win. Cuiabá hammered Flamengo, won their 4th in a row, and closed in on the top 6. And yet, another thrilling match between Internacional and Corinthians. And Bahia's win, ending an 8-match drought in the season. All that and much more right now in the Brasileirão Açaí Magazine Show. The Vila Belmiro was the stage for the opening match of round 19 between Santos and Atlético Paranaense. The Fishes were struggling at the bottom, while the Hurricanes sought to enter the top 6. Former Atlético coach Paulo Turra promoted João Basso's debut at back, while Wesley Carvalho set the Hurricanes with a mixed team, as Kaká and Bruno Zappelli had a chance in the starting 11. With 29 minutes on the clock, Bruno Zappelli stole the ball and gave it to Fernandinho. The midfielder hit a sweet pass to Pablo, who fired home to open the score at the Vila Belmiro.
Atlético leaps forward, looking for their first win in Vila Belmiro, and leaves Santos with a mountain to climb. Now Atlético 1, Santos 0, Mal!
Marcelão, it was a goal that happened against a run of play if we consider the last, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes.
The Travelers had another chance with Madsen. He dove to head this one dangerously, prompting a difficult save from João Paulo.
Somewhat of a selfish moment by Madson. Zappelli was right by his side with the goal wide open, Mal.
In the second half, Rodrigo Fernandes took a shot from afar, and Bento did just enough to block the effort after a deflection. During added time, Santos kept the pressure. After a loose ball inside the area, the referee saw a handball from Thiago Heleno after checking the VAR. Marcos Leonardo delivered a powerful shot to score his 7th in the league and set the game's final score, 1-1. Final result at the Vila Belmiro. Santos entered the relegation zone and Paulo Turra was fired from the command. Atlético took half the spoils home to keep fighting for a spot in the next Libertadores. Goiás and Fortaleza clashed at the Ilé Pinheiro. The Emeralds could use the 3 points to leave the danger zone, while the Lions were seeking to avoid the 4th loss in a trot. Armando Evangelista chose his initial lineup with Matheus Babi as a starter for the first time. Juan Pablo Voivoda promoted the debut of Tobias Figueiredo and Gonzalo Escobar on the team. In a half-hearted first half, the away side had the best chance. Iago Pikachu received it inside the area but was denied by Tadeu. The teams returned to the second period better, and Goiás soon opened the score. Morelli struck and Tobias Figueiredo deflected into his own net.
An unfortunate moment. The own goal.
Not the best of starts for the Portuguese center back. The home side kept playing well and scored the second one. But Alano's goal was disallowed due to an offside. In the end, both teams went all out. João Magno advanced on the break and found the back of the net. But the goal was also called off because a controversial foul from Igor Militão. In the following set piece, Marinho was helped by a slight deflection to dangerously hit the post. Alano had the last good opportunity, but once again the woodwork came to the rescue.
Beautiful finish by Alano. A game of inches.
End of story at the Ailé Pinheiro. Goiás climbed up positions with the win, while Fortaleza just can't seem to return to the winning path. Internacional locked horns with Corinthians in a cold night at the Beira-Rio. Coach Eduardo Cudê chose to start with an alternative team as Bruno Henrique appeared for the first time as a starter. Vanderlei Luxemburgo set the Musketeers with full strength. Guilherme Biro started on the left wing, replacing Roger Guedes, who left for Qatar's Al Rayyan. At the 9-minute mark, Mauricio received in the middle and nailed the woodwork from outside the area. Corinthians responded. Fábio Santos found Renato Augusto in the area. The midfielder gently shot to the back of the net, counting with a deflection and opened the score.
He's the special one of Corinthians. Renato Augusto calm inside the area.
But the Colorados leveled the game fast. Pedro Henrique received on the flank and centered. Cássio got a touch, but Bruno Henrique was able to deliver the goods. An offside was called at first, but the VAR confirmed the goal. The second half went by until the 85th minute, when Yuri Alberto received a deep pass and was brought down by Johnny inside the area. Fábio Santos took the penalty and converted it with style to put Corinthians ahead once again. But at the very last minute, Ener Valencia delivered a perfect cross, and Luis Adriano headed nicely to end the game on level terms.
The hero of the Colorados, Luis Adriano!
Game over and a point apiece at the Beira-Rio. With the result, Internacional failed to close in on the top six. Corinthians were close to celebrating a point on the road, but the last-minute equalizer left them with a sour taste on their mouths. To patch things up on Saturday, Fluminense came up against Palmeiras at the iconic Maracanã. With the Libertadores on site, Fernando Diniz sent to the pitch an alternative team, resting players like Felipe Melo and Paulo Henrique Ganso. Abel Ferreira did the same thing and started the match with several young players in his initial 11. The Tricolor Carioca started the match better. John Kennedy received a clever pass from Arias and was brought down by Luan inside the area. John Arias took it calmly and beat Weverton to break the deadlock.
A perfect penalty kick for Colombian John Arias.
Palmeiras tried to fight back with Breno Lopes, but Fábio did just enough to block the shot. The ball was still alive inside the area, but Marcelo managed to clear the danger. Flu returned from the break with the same intensity. Arias stole the ball from Jailson and advanced in a counterattack. Weverton denied his shot, but John Kennedy got the follow-up and doubled the score for the home side. The Greens tried to respond during stoppage time. Ronnie delivered a nice cross and Lopez forced Fábio into an unbelievable save. A few minutes later, Gustavo Gomes got at the end of Artur's cross and headed home to score a consolation goal for Palmeiras. But there wasn't enough time for anything else. Fluminense managed to pick up an important win to overcome Palmeiras on the table and remain for another round among the top 4. Vasco da Gama took on Grêmio at São Januário in one of Sunday's opening matches. Ramon Diaz started the match with 3 backs to try and stop one of the best attacks in the league. And Renato Portaluppi set his usual offense led by Luis Suarez. Grêmio started the game on top. Bitelo found Suarez, but the Uruguayan's shot was blocked by Léo Jardim. Moments before the break, the home side had a dangerous set piece. Zé Gabriel got the follow-up and almost opened the score, but missed an incredible chance. Back from halftime, Gabriel Peck received a clever ball from Paulinho, but took too long to finish and got blocked by João Pedro. Then it was time for the same Gabriel Peck to produce a great move on the right and center. Then substitute Pablo Vegetti headed perfectly to find the back of the net on his debut for the Vascão. During added time, Reinaldo took a corner, André had a touch, and Gustavinho got the ball wide open but failed to deliver in this unbelievable opportunity. There was still time for one more chance. Reinaldo centered and Suarez struck with a first-timer, but Léo Jardim denied his effort in spectacular fashion. That was that at the São Januário. With the result, Vasco left the last position, while Grêmio left the top 4 of the Brasileirão Açaí. The lovely Morumbi Stadium held the battle between São Paulo and Atlético Mineiro. Dorival Jr. set his side with Thales Costa appearing among the starters, and international superstar Lucas Moura began on the bench. Luiz Felipe Scolari chose young keeper Matheus Mendes to replace suspended Everson. The match started with another display of Hulk's amazing skills. The striker took a set piece from way out and nailed a thunderbolt straight into the top corner.
Very dangerous from the set piece. That's why he's the Incredible Hulk.
What a shot! The tricolor tried to respond with Rodrigo Nestor. He started a clever move in the middle, but his shot flew off target. Diego Costa got to the end of a corner and headed dangerously, but Matheus Mendes denied his effort. In the second half, Dorival Jr. promoted Lucas's return with the tricolor's colors, and he almost drew level right off the bat with a dangerous shot in a set piece. The home side continued the pressure. Caleri received from Caio Paulista and struck, but Matheus Mendes once again made the save. Then Galo found the spaces and Patrick was brought down inside the area by Lucas. Christian Pavon took the penalty and converted it to increase the damage.
Perfectly taken penalty kick by Pavon.
Celebration for Atlético Mineiro. Minutes before the final whistle, Patrick centered nicely to Hulk, who missed this incredible opportunity right under the crossbar. Game over at the Morumbi. Scolari clinched his first win ahead of Galo and earned a few moments of peace for the next few days. While what could have been a party for Lucas ended up as a disappointment for the fans. Cruzeiro locked horns with leaders Botafogo at the Mineirão on Sunday evening. Pepa was suspended, so assistant coach Samuel Correia set the Foxes without Bruno Rodrigues and also Rafael Cabral. Bruno Lage, on the other hand, had all his usual starters available for the match. The first half went by without many opportunities. The best one was in this corner from Matheus Pereira that Castan headed and Lucas Perry blocked with no trouble. The pace got better after the break. Matheus Pereira received a good pass inside the area and beat Lucas Perry, but Marçal appeared to clear the danger. Then Matheus Pereira took a set piece and delivered a powerful shot, prompting Perry into another good save. Cruzeiro almost got the win at the end. Matheus Vital centered and Rafael Elias was blocked by the shot stopper in amazing form. And in the follow-up, Perry was well positioned to stop the attack once again. Unbelievable.
Really close. Wow, that was tougher than the second one.
2 attempts for Rafael Elias. 2 miracles of Lucas Perry in the Mineirão.
Take a look at once again here.
The Foxes had one last chance when Castan had it, and Matheus Vital almost delivered the final blow. Game over and no breakthroughs at the Mineirão. The home side parked in the middle of the table, and Botafogo are still very much comfortable in the lead. Curitiba faced Red Bull Bragantino under a beautiful party from the fans present at the Couto Pereira. Coach Thiago Kozlowski had Caio once again available in the attack, replacing suspended Robson. Portuguese coach Pedro Caixinha started the match with Luan Patrick instead of Natan. With 18 minutes on the clock, Luan Cândido got a touch, Vitinho recovered the ball and centered it to Sorriso. The winger didn't waste the opportunity and opened the score for the Travelers.
He gives the lead to Red Bull Bragantino. What a play by Vitinho.
And the Massa Bruta kept on top. Luan Cândido received a deep pass and gave it to Vitinho, who fired a strong shot that went just inches wide. After the break, Curitiba improved. Mauricio Garcês got the ball and combined with Diogo Oliveira inside the area. Then, Bruno Gomes delivered it for Marcelino to nail it in. But the equalizer was disallowed due to an offside in the play. After that, Diogo Oliveira came close with a header, but missed the target. And just before the end, Gustavinho got the ball one-on-one with the keeper, but his angles were all wrong and the chance was wasted. Game over at the Couto Pereira. Red Bull managed to pick up all 3 points and closed in on the top 4, while Coxa collected another upset in their fight against relegation. In Salvador, Bahia hosted América at the Arena Fonte Nova in a 6-point battle to escape the bottom 4 of the Brasileirão Açaí. Renato Paiva promoted Rafael Ratão for the first time in the initial 11. Coach Wagner Mancini also promoted Esteban Burgos' debut in the Rabbits' defense. After a start without many chances, Bahia opened the score at the 25-minute mark. Camilo Cândido produced a splendid move on the left and served Everaldo with the sweetest of passes. The striker took the shot and opened the score for the home side.
A beautiful play by Camilo Cândido! The pass was pristine, and Everaldo with a slight touch leaves no chance! No chance at all for Matheus Pazinato to save it!
Just before the interval, Everaldo tried once again, but this time he got his angles wrong. In the second half, America surprised and quickly leveled the match. Benitez centered and Mastriani headed to the back of the net. But Bahia's spirits kept high after that. Cauli advanced into some open space on the left and struck perfectly to beat Pazinato 2-1. The Baianos deliver the final blow with 69 minutes on the clock. Rafael Ratão received a clever ball from Cauli and scored his first goal for the Steel squad.
A beautiful play once again by Cauli. He finds a beautiful pass and Rafael Ratão leaves no chance. No chance at all for Pazinato to save it.
3-1 final result at the Arena Fonte Nova. Bahia finally picked up a win after 6 rounds and left the relegation zone, while America sunk to the very bottom of the table. As a result, the Rabbits showed the door to coach Wagner Mancini. Cuiabá went head-to-head with Flamengo at the Arena Pantanal in the closing match of round 18. Antônio Oliveira had Jonathan Cafu back from suspension. Jorge Sampaoli had to make do without Arrascaeta and Gabi, so Pedro was in charge of the attack. The home side started the game firing on all cylinders. Ranieri got the ball just outside the area and nailed a rocket just inches wide from the post. In the second half, Cuiabá continued pressing Flamengo in the attack. Cepelini's center Davi Luiz failed to clear the danger, and Matheus Alexandre finally opened the score for the Dourados. Minutes later, Clayson combined with Daverson and beat Matheus Cunha to double the score as the fans erupted at the Arena Pantanal.
Who would have thought? 8 minutes into the second half, Cuiabá lead 2-0.
The Red and Blacks were having a hard time attacking and had their first chance only in the 64th minute. Wellington Silva left Allen behind and found Daverson in a great position to put the final nail in Flamengo's coffin.
With a trio of goals and surely a trio of points.
End of story at the Arena Pantanal. An outstanding performance had Cuiabá one step away from the top 6. Flamengo couldn't find their way inside the pitch and lost the opportunity to close in on rivals Botafogo. Opening up our list of the most beautiful goals of round 18 is Clayson. The Cuiabá winger combined beautifully with Daverson to breach the area, brush off the defenders, and score the second in their amazing win against Flamengo.
Clayson once again, the right-footed shot, make me famous, baby, into the back of the net.
In second place comes this work of art from Everaldo. The striker was the one who scored, but the show was in charge of Camilo Cândido, who produced an embarrassing nutmeg before serving his teammate with extreme precision. Great stuff.
And Everaldo with a slight touch leaves no chance. No chance at all for Matheus Pazinato to save it.
The incredible Hulk did it again. Our first place could not be any different. The striker took the set piece almost from the middle of the pitch and delivered a rocket straight into the top corner. Goalkeeper Rafael was simply no match for the extreme power and amazing precision of Hulk.
A masterpiece of the incredible Hulk.
Eu sou Lucas Perry e ganhei a defesa da rodada. Acompanhe como foi.
Lucas Perry secured Botafogo's point on the road against Cruzeiro with these two miraculous saves at the end. First, he showed his superb reflexes to make the difficult save. Then, he was well positioned in the follow-up to deny the Foxes one more time. award for best skill in round 18 goes to Cruzeiro's William. The right back saw Eduardo coming and got rid of him with a cheeky lob, leaving the midfielder dumbfounded. And now it's time for us to choose the best players and best coach of this great round 18. The goalkeeper once again will be Botafogo's Lucas Perry. He managed to stop Cruzeiro in the match week. On the right back, we'll see Cuiabá's Matheus Alexandre, who even managed to score a goal against Flamengo. The first center back, Igor Rabelo of Atlético Mineiro. He played a great game against São Paulo. The other defender, Gary Medel of Vasco da Gama. He managed to stop the strong Grêmio attack. On the left, we'll see Corinthians' Fábio Santos. He played a good game against Internacional, even scoring a goal from a PK. Our first midfielder of the round is Goiás's Morelli. He played well against Fortaleza. Bahia's Cauli scored a goal against América Mineiro. And Fluminense's John Arias also nailed his goal. It was against Palmeiras. And now the offensive line. On the right, Daverson of Cuiabá. He made a goal and an assist against Flamengo. On the left, John Kennedy of Fluminense. He scored his team's second goal in the win against the Verdão. And our best striker of the match week again is Hulk of Atlético Mineiro. Nailed an incredible goal against the Tricolor Paulista. Our best head coach of the round is Atlético Mineiro's Luiz Felipe Scolari, who managed his first win ahead of the Roosters after 10 games. The best player of round 18 and maestro of Cuiabá's great win over Flamengo was Daverson. The striker was decisive on Sunday night with a perfect performance. He provided Clayson with an assist in the second goal and scored the third to give the match final numbers. Congratulations, Davinho! Now let's take a look at the Brasileirão Açaí standings after 18 match weeks. No changes in the first two positions, but now the lead of Botafogo to Flamengo is of 13 points. In the second page, Cruzeiro in 11th. Goiás and Bahia managed to earn one place each, and the Santos fell down to the relegation zone, now in 17th. And with their win, Vasco managed to switch places with America. Round 19 kicks off with a solo match on Saturday between leaders Botafogo and Internacional at the Newton Santos. On Sunday morning, Atlético Mineiro take on Bahia at the Mineirão. In the afternoon, we have Corinthians Coritiba, Grêmio Fluminense, and América Mineiro Goiás. A little later, Flamengo hosts São Paulo at the Maracanã. And Fortaleza lock horns with Santos at the Castelão. On Monday, it's time for Palmeiras Cruzeiro. And after that, Red Bull Bragantino Vasco da Gama. Round 19 only comes to an end on Tuesday with the battle between Atlético Paranaense and Cuiabá at the Liga Arena. Well, Brasileirão Açaí fans, that's it for another superb match week of the most unpredictable league in the world. We hope you enjoyed this edition of our magazine. Thanks for tuning in.